got into it is at night, bro.
Turn on that night light.
Homie, it was like 1 or 2 o'clock and it kept getting deeper and deeper. I'm like, yeah, I gotta turn this off because I'm not gonna sleep good.
Yeah,
because it's real.
I've been there. I'm like, I be knowing too much. I think somebody can come in.
Somebody's
monitoring my computer right now.
I don't know if I can watch all this, but it happened, bro. But I love the Old Testament, man, because after that period, the Noah's Ark, but even Job, though, because you look at Job's story, what did God tell Job? Were you there when I created the behemoth? Were you there when I created the, what's the one in the ocean? The Leviathan. Yeah. And he, like, no one can control it, right? And people are like, where are those things? What are those things? What's the behemoth? If you look at the description of the behemoth, it looks like a dinosaur, right? And so people are like, oh, these dinosaurs are real, all these things, right? When you look at, like, during that time period, they never were called dinosaurs. They were called dragons. So they're always dragons. We call them dinosaurs. We took them out. And I heard this theory, like, people go back hundreds of years, they can't find certain bones of people. But then we look today, go back, we say, millions of years ago, we have a full skeleton of a dinosaur. How does that make sense, bro?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. And so it's like all these different things. If you were a person that have discernment and like want God to, like, you're listening to God, it sticks out to you. And that curiosity makes you learn and want to find out the truth. But a lot of times people don't have that openness, don't have that curiosity. So they're just like, oh, I'm just going to believe what they say. Let me just fall in line.
And that's why you shouldn't just get your Bible content from just going to church and sermons.
Man.
Because like there is times where, I mean, I'll speak personally for myself. You get burnt out on your faith walk. I know that may sound bad to most people. Like, how could you say that? But like you know, you can judge me all you want. We know you're lying, but you go through different seasons of your faith, and there's certain seasons where you're stronger and you're more convicted, and there's times where it almost feels like a chore.
Yeah.
But when you go through those times, like that's where you dive in deeper. That's where you lean in, and like that's why, like if you really go and do your due diligence and what we should be learning about each and every single day, because God is the most important. We're on this earth because of God. Like it gets fun. It gets interesting.
Yeah.
And it ultimately relates to more wisdom. And I believe you're a better forecaster for the future to set yourself up, but also set up your family, the people around you, by understanding what happened previously, right?
And there's patterns.
Exactly. There's patterns, but there's nothing new under the sun, right? And so like you're talking about like Marvel and all these superheroes. It's not new.
Yeah, dude.
It's not something that happened in the 1980s and, Spider-Man and Stan Lee, created all these things. No, like these things have been around for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. They just put a little bit of flavor on it. They called it Catwoman, and here we are.
Yeah, bro. Literally, there's a if you Google like Aztec pictures and type in Batman, there's literally like from like 3,000 years, I don't know how many years ago, but where the Aztecs were. This guy, it's like a Batman figure, bro. It's like the same. Me and Sam, because I'm a DC Marvel guy, right? But me and Sam were like, bro, that's Batman.
Yeah.
And then I was like, so that all these characters are already here. We just took it and maybe changed it up a little bit and made it more modern, so like it is not scary. Yeah. So it looks like it's cool for kids.
They always say like if the Library of Alexandria didn't burn down.
Oh, bro, I heard about that.
How we would be so advanced. Going back to Egypt, there's these hieroglyphs. They're like very famous hieroglyphs, and it's like a helicopter, a yacht, like a fighter jet, a spaceship,
astronaut, bro.
And like they look exactly like what they are supposed to be, and it's like,
oh man,
well, like what is that? Or is that exactly what it was? Like that's what gives me so much curiosity around that topic of like what was the world back then. And like if I had a time machine, I would go exactly to that point. I'm not interested in the future.
Cool.
I remember watching like the Jetsons in like the 2000s and like, oh man, like there's gonna be flying cars. It really don't seem that interesting.
Yeah, for me it was all right.
Like the future, nah. Like even Star Wars, cool, but like if you watch the movies, it's just all war. I ain't trying to go to that. I'm trying to go learn about the history, and like I just want to be a fly on the wall. Like, yo, how are the pyramids getting built?
But it's that humility, bro. That humility to want to learn, right?
Yeah.
We talk about humility learning in business, so it's always keep growing. But even with Christ, it's even more like that humility keep searching. And the Bible talks about it's the glory of God to hide things out, right? It's the glory of kings and queens to go search it out. Like, what does that mean? There's hidden treasure, there's hidden mysteries that God put on this earth. And if you're a king, if you recognize you're a king, go search it out, go find, go dive deeper. And while you're diving deeper, you realize like you're like on fire now. Now you're looked at as a conspiracy theorist because you're so on fire for that kind of stuff. But it's because you found things, you learn about things that intrigued you that were different.
Yeah.
And so
books are open secrets, right?
Yeah,
like there's so many books that people write and we don't read it or learn about it because we don't like reading. Whenever I hear somebody say like, I hate reading, I'm like, brother, do you not know what you're missing out on? And the thing is that they don't. But, like this may be controversial for us because like we coach people, we consult people pay for those things. Like there is enough free information that people wrote down for you to get the results that you actually want to in life, in every aspect of life, whether it be a relationship, a marriage, a business, health, fitness, like everything is already out there. The thing is, we just don't do our due diligence.
We don't want to,
and in fact, it's because we're
lazy.
We're lazy and we're distracted.
We'd
rather go look at something on Instagram, scroll on Reels and TikTok, rather than like, man, let me go learn about this today.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why, majority of people, like there is no more middle class, right? It's just poverty and just upper class.
I hope y'all know that. I hope there's no more middle class here now.
And it's because like who's spending the majority of the time on those things, right? It's the majority of people. It's most people. And that's why most people will always be most people.
Yeah.
And the ones that actually succeed in life and the ones that do the reading, that work hard, that like have that grind, that consistency, those are the ones that get the results. And then everybody else below that is jealous, is mad because how come you got more than me? And it's like, well, we did our due diligence. We actually wanted it and we actually put action behind it.
And it came with a lot of downfalls, hurt, pain,
sacrifices.
You just gotta keep going, but people aren't willing to make sacrifices, bro.
Absolutely. But that's why we're supposed to live life. Like, see, people think like we're supposed to just go to school, work, and then when we're not at work, let's watch Netflix, let's scroll on our phone, and then on the weekends, let's go on vacation, let's party. But life it's meant to be lived intentionally.
You're made for something. You have a job that God created you for.
But this is what's crazy, right? Going back to like Adam and Eve and in the Book of Enoch, like the life that we live right now, we weren't even created to live like. Like everything was supposed to be provided for us. When sin came into the world, we had to change all of these things. We had to work. Why? Because all those things like power and structure, that was all taught by the Nephilim.
They taught us that.
They taught the human beings and they corrupted the world. And so now there's a system and a structure that now we have to live in, which we now think is normal. So the normal world that we live in is because of Satan.
Yeah. But you have to understand, what did Satan do? What was his problem? Comparing. So what does he have us doing?
Come on,
compare. Bro. So now the Nephilim are teaching them, hey, get metal. You're the stronger clan. Go attack this clan. You're better than this person, comparing. And so all the devil's job is to do what he did. Because he wants to show God that, hey, God, you messed up. These humans that you said are like you, that are look better than me. Because he was the most perfect angel. He was the most beautiful. But God's like, I'm going to create someone that's like my image. And there's no one in heaven like us. And so Satan is like, he's jealous of that. He's like, you know what? I will make them make the same mistake I did. I will make them fight over each other and compare. And that's he's been doing it from the age, bro.
But bro, like that's what's crazy is
he passed me that.
Yeah. Like this, Satan is the ruler of the world.
The prince
of the world. We live in his world, right? So
for right now,
yeah. Until Jesus comes, but we have such a responsibility to be that. Like when you understand, like we literally live in darkness, right? Like if Satan is a prince of earth, like there's already a cloud on that.
Yeah.
And we live that. You like every day, the normality of our life isn't even how God created us to live. So we have to have more of a responsibility to be intentional every single day. That's why like there's nothing that I guess I'll say angers me more than mediocrity. Just being okay with just being okay. And like we see this so often. And I'm like 95% convinced that most people don't want a better life. Like they will say that they do.
Yeah.
But again, if you're in a relationship, what do you go based off of? Do you go based off of people's words like I love you and then like they cheat on you, or do you go based off of the actions? Because actions is how we live, right? Like if you could say, "Oh God, I love you" all day long, but if your actions don't align with that, like if my daughter, she says, "Dad, I love you," and like
she don't listen.
She gets violent. She throws a tantrum. She rebels against me. Do you really love me? Because your actions don't say that you do. And so our actions are the most important thing. And so all these distractions, they're great distractions. Like I'm watching a great Netflix show right now and I'm enjoying it, but it's not taking me outside of what I need to be doing and how I need to be living my life.
It's that discipline, bro.
I don't even think it's that. It's just that intimate awareness that my life actually matters and that I know that I'm not here forever. Like I truly believe when you have an understanding that you're not 10 feet tall and bulletproof and we all live a limited amount of time and we don't know that time, you get more serious about how you live. I mean, we found out somebody that we know passed away and they were young. And like when you told me that, I'm like, man, like you really don't know the day and the time. Like you could just, be driving home and that could be it. And that's why, like when you have a good understanding of like, I will die one day. Like the more that you understand that you will die and you're okay with that, that's the moment for me, at least, I understood I needed to take my life more seriously. And like, I actually remind myself that all the time because you just never know.
You just never know, yeah. No, I mean,
and I know that sounds dark.
No, but
and
it's true.
Most people don't think that way. But for me, I always remind myself.
It's biblical.
Like, you're going to die.
Yeah,
like,
it's biblical.
What are you doing? And time goes by so fast.
Yeah.
We're already at the end of 2025.
Yeah.
2026 is going to be here just as fast, if not faster.
I want to speak on 2026, but before that, I do want to mention like one thing that you said drives you crazy is mediocrity, or people are just not trying. I think, man, the biggest problem is the leaders. So whenever God judges a nation or judges a city, he looks at the king or he looks at the president, he looks at the leaders, he looks at the church pastors. And so like with that video I sent you,
pastors, if you're watching this, go to the next episode. Go ahead.
Or you might want to stay, man. You might want to stay listen to this. But remember the video I sent you yesterday about the like budgeting and like tithing?
Yeah.
Pastors will have, hey, tithe 10%, but they're not teaching them how to budget the 90. And so the problem is the people aren't shown what life is supposed to be. Yeah, what life is supposed to be like every day. Like going back to the garden, like what was Adam's job? Tend the garden. What is tending? Oh, I see a root here. Let me chop it up. Toiling is when you're trying to make something happen and it's just sweating. God never asked us to toil. He asked us to tend, right? Whenever sin came, now you have to work. Now you're going to work by the sweat of your brow. Now you're going to toil to create things for money or create things to survive. That's not our mission. That wasn't our initial thing. We're called to tend. We're not taught these from our leaders. Like we're just taught like, hey, go to church, do that. So like, I don't blame the people anymore. I used to, but I don't blame them anymore because like they're brainwashed. They don't know better. It's like the Matrix. Like Neo in the Matrix was like, bro, what is going on? He was talking to people when he first took that pill. I don't know if it was the blue or red one. I think it was the blue one. But he took it and he woke up. It was like, bro, this is not real life. And he started talking to people and everyone was like, what are you, like, are you normal? You're not normal now.
Yeah.
And that's when end times, whenever we get into like more closer to that, Christians are going to be like the Neos. They're going to be like, bro, what are y'all doing? They're going to be like, oh, we got to outcast y'all because not Neo, bro.
So sick.
But yeah, bro, I just think the leaders of the churches, the leaders of the nations aren't teaching the people, aren't giving the full knowledge to the people, and the people are just staying in that same loop because of them. And so the God's going to judge the leaders.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like God says, even Jesus said, don't be quick to be a teacher. Don't be quick to be a leader.
Right.
Because you're going to get judged off the people that you're leading. But everyone wants to be a leader.
Not everybody does.
Not everyone's a leader, man. Sometimes you are a leader in different aspects, right? I think we're all leaders in different things, but eventually you got to submit to someone for a permanent time or for a season. But
you gotta stay in your lane.
Yeah, you gotta stay in your lane. But
and you can be the leader of that lane.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to be the guy.
Right now.
Yeah.
Now.
But honestly, there's like, it's an epidemic. I don't know about the rest of the world, but here in America, pastors care more about their celebrity than their congregation.
That's what I'm saying.
And honestly, shame on y'all, because there are people that are hurting that actually need care in your congregation.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I think people just need a conversation. They need hope.
Yeah, man.
They need a hand. And the congregation a lot of times is more focused on tithing for this new project.
Or Christmas concert.
Or a Christmas concert. Or we're going to bring in a cyber truck and we're going to start wrapping off this cyber. But you got people dealing with real life situations. And I feel like the same struggle cries from the congregation are the same struggle cries that people are having in this country towards the government.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got in a position of election, right? Like we elected you to represent us, and now you're patting your pockets, and you're not helping us when we helped you get in the position. And it's the same thing in the church. It's like, your church wouldn't even be big if we didn't even come in the first place.
Right.
And now we're crying out for help. We got so-and-so who needs a surgery, and y'all have a $20 million budget for a new building, but y'all can't throw some cash to help some people in need, some people that lost a job. And that's why I say shame on y'all, because there is, like, when you are a leader, there is an automatic amount of responsibility you must handle.
Yep.
And there is no, it's not like how you see it. No. At the end of the day, your people don't care about anything else that you got going on.
Yeah.
You are in position to lead those people. And as a pastor, you are a leader. You are a face of that congregation, and there's so much responsibility that's cast upon you. And I love responsibility.
Because you know you're gonna provide, you're gonna do it, you're gonna do what it requires to take.
But that's exactly the heartbeat of what we've created with Crown. We care more about the people in Crown than we care about the direction or the results of Crown.
Yeah.
And we understand by helping others, those results will be a byproduct.
Yep.
And that's what I don't understand about the church right now is, why don't you pour back into your people? Because those people, you're going to create a buy-in factor. You're going to create a fire that you think you got celebrity now. Imagine if you got a huge congregation of people on fire for God, but also on fire in every other aspect of their lives.
Now you have the ecclesia.
Come on.
That's what the ecclesia was called. It was called, you're supposed to govern a city. Like, you are the solution for the whole city. But then it relies on the leader. It goes back to the leader. So that's what goes back to your complaint. Like, for me, the mediocrity, I'm mad about that, but I'm more mad about these leaders, bro. Like, that right there gets me so angry. That's why for a while I was just like, I'm gonna do home church, because it was just like, bro, I can't keep going there, and it's like a prep rally, and we're all fired, but everyone else is like, they're dying. They're gonna go Tuesday, it might be a surgery. They went to church on Sunday, they felt good. Now they got a surgery on Tuesday, and they still need hope. And where's the people? Where the congregation?
Yeah, man. Like, I miss. I'm sure your parents have stories of like back in the day, like church was so close knit. When somebody was going through something, like people made home cooked meals, or they would come to your house and like pray and encourage, or like, people in the church or ministries would come and meet you in the hospital and take care. People were passing out cars, and it was just more of a sense of community.
But it's because at that time, man, America was thriving. It was abundant. But now we're getting the scarcity mindset, just like Exodus, bro. Nothing's new under the sun. Yeah. Exodus, what happened? Scarcity. And now how do you make people argue against each other? Just create scarcity. Remember the toilet paper incident? Toilet paper. It was just a myth. Like, toilet paper wasn't running out, but the idea of scarcity happened. Now you have people cussing for toilet paper, bro.
I ain't buying into that.
No, for sure. I ain't buying into any of that, but I'm buying into any of this propaganda stuff. But I'm just saying, like, toilet paper was a small thing. What if it was like gas? And that happened at one point here in San Antonio. There still was like limited gas. Everyone went to all the gas stations, and then it was empty. So the shortage didn't come from, there was a shortage. Shortage came from someone said it and everyone just went to get gas and then there's a shortage. And so, but what I'm saying is scarcity, bro. Like the enemy wants you to compete. How does he get you to compete? He creates scarcity. And so your mindset, you're like, oh, I got to get mines. But there's abundance for everybody. We all could eat if you understand we're all equal. So now if I see a slice of bread and my brother needs bread, I need bread, let's just cut it in half. God will put like, it's not gonna make me full, but I'll get to the next day. And you'll get to the next day. But if I have the whole bread, I'll get full. Now you're not making it to the next day, and I'm okay with that, right? No, it's not supposed to be how it's supposed to be, bro. It's supposed to be like a sharing, bro, like a barter. Like, hey, I come to your house, I'm bringing food, or hey, you're gonna cook for me tonight, or it's supposed to be like a family, bro. That's what God created the earth. And churches today, I feel like they should be like bees, bro. Bees, what they do, I learned this like theology or idea, whatever you want to call it, but bees, bro, they stay in like a 5-mile radius only. And so when they get pollen, they only work for that 5-mile radius. If churches understood that, just took care of, hey, what's your 5-mile radius? Just serve your people in that area. The homes, the homelessness, just focus on that area. Let the other church do that. But you'll see like a city transform. The problem is this church wants to go to the poor area and then they leave that side neglected and they just focus on that because it looks cool. It looks like we're doing something for the people. But there's other churches there that can do that, but you don't want to connect with them because you want to be the one to come. You want to be the savior. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to focus my area. We have X amount of dollars. Let's go pour into this church. Let's go talk to those pastors. Let's help them do something that they're going to do. That's how it's supposed to be, bro. If everyone had understood, like, that's how like God created the church. It was like pockets. And it's more intimate. It's more family. And you want more neighborhood. If you understood that, bro, I feel like neighborhoods are transformed.
So you mentioned propaganda, and there's a lot going on right now. I'm curious on your perspective because America and probably a lot of the Western culture has been, I feel like almost flipped on the whole Israel and Jewish conversation. And I remember growing up, like I would always hear my parents say like, we love the Jews. Like
me too.
we don't turn our back on the Jews because obviously in the end times that's where that comes from. But I'm curious as like your perspective on this kind of epidemic. It's like one side is anti-Islam, and the other side is anti-Jew.
Yeah. Man, that's a sticky subject, man. Kyrie Irving got you over for that.
Yeah. Well, that's why you got your ACL injury.
Yeah, bro. But my perspective on it, I just think what's happening. I'm not gonna answer like directly because I don't know, and so I'll just answer it this way.
We get paid by Israel. 7K.
I wish, man. I wish, bro. But nah, man. It's just more of, I think exposure is happening. So revelation means reveal, means exposed. And so people we're taught a certain way, like even like going to church, like what we talked about at the beginning, like go get a job, we're taught a certain way. Now exposure is uncovering. So people are like, what's really going on? Now people are deciding to like find the truth. And so somebody's finding the truth one way, they're exposing it. They're saying, oh, Jews are bad. And someone's like, no, you got it wrong, brother. But there's a lot of confusion and chaos. And so like my perspective on this, just like everything's getting exposed. We will have a right answer, surely. I feel like God's it's gonna be like identified. But in the meantime, everyone's just trying to find the answer, and then they're clashing one group, but they want to get blessed in another group. One group is clashing the other group, and so it's just a bunch of chaos. That's my perspective on it. So I'm not choosing a side. I'm just waiting for God to like identify in the meantime. But it's exposing.
For me, I personally, this is my personal opinion, I believe it's ushering in, like the season we're in right now is ushering in the end times.
Bro, I think the end times started during 2020, bro. God showed me in 2020, this is the beginning of it. And then I believe 2026, bro, is going to be a year that you will never forget as far as like, you will know the end time like hit. I think it already started. If you have eyes here, like what we talked about, if discernment, you know, it already started, you kind of feel it. But 2026, everybody will know. Because, prophetic God just told me 2026 is going to be an abundance year for his people. Why? Because his people have been like the remnant, the real people who are seeking Christ. They've been shut out, man. The last like 10 years has been hard. They've been like outcasted. They've been neglected. And they're like, God, when you come in, like, I'm trying. Even with us, we're crying, like, we're here, we're trying. God's like, it's a timing thing. Wait for the season, right? But I believe 2026, God's going to bless his people so they can be the light. Because I feel like it's going to be really dark. And so when I say, abundance, prosperity, you hear all these things for Christians, I believe it's specifically for God's people to be that light finally. Because people are saying, it's been dark. When's God gonna do revival? I believe 2026, God's gonna show up for his people, for example. But the world, with the whole, people talk about the mark of the beast and all that, I think the mark of the beast is like how the way your mind thinks and your hands. So there's a prophet in the Bible, God told him, I think it was Isaiah. I believe it's Isaiah. Don't like correct me on this, but basically God was gonna like destroy a town. There's gonna be a wrath happening. But God told the prophet, said, go to my people, mark their hand and mark their forehead. The attack's not gonna hit them. You look at Revelation, what does 666 mean? Forehead in your hand. The way you think and what you do. It's a system. And so I believe like what we're getting into, we talk about controlling what 2026 and start introducing that system of like, are you a part of the world structure with the whole digital ID? Now you can't buy or sell or trade. It's a system they're creating. Where if you don't have the idea, you can't be a part of it. And people have talked about all this and that, but I believe 2026 is going to be they already started in Europe with the whole digital ID. They already started doing that.
Did they really?
Yeah, the mandatory, like already started that. But even the guy in England said by end of 2026, everyone in Europe is going to have that. But I believe it's going to go around the world, bro. I think it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, like everything is always a breeding ground outside of America. Like things don't first happen here.
Yeah.
They're tested other places.
Tested, yep.
You know, even like, you know, I have a military background. Like even everything that we do in the military, it's always tested. Like the capabilities, like we'd have exercises, right? It's basically a war game, right? Like majority of those exercises are, it's never, you know, practiced against what happens when we're attacked here in America. It's always, hey, we're gonna practice for this operation against XYZ, us going there, right? And so like everything is always happening other places, and then that shapes our mind here in America. It's almost like, you know, TV, they call it programming, right? They call it programming. That way you see things on a movie or a TV show. You're normalizing it in your mind. So when it happens in real life, you're like, it can still be a shock to you, but it's not the first time that you've seen it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I actually believe, again, there's nothing new under the sun. So I believe that there's like a perverted way that the enemy uses the people that really control the world to show us in advance and still do it anyways.
Oh, but they have to. It's like a requirement. Like they have to tell you before they do it. But they're gonna tell you in like a deceptive way through movies or stuff. Think about it, aliens, bro. 20 years ago, it was all sci-fi stuff. Now people are having encounters, and it's like now it's normal. But then when you look at those movies back in the day, it was like I used to always see it, bro. It was like society was living with aliens. And I used to always be like, can that even really happen? That's just some movie stuff. But look what we're getting into. Like people are like encountering like all these different things. Like I won't be surprised if 10 years from now, like there's a city and there's like aliens, all extraterrestrial things happening
Not
there.
under Trump, bro. He got ice.
Oh, for sure. But I said 10 years, bro.
Ice already getting them aliens out of here.
But you know, I'm like what I'm saying is like it's becoming normal. And I even post that today, bro. Satan's job, bro, is just to make sin look normal. Yeah. It's to make everything that the devil's doing look normal. And so when you're saying, hey, you're against that, you're the outcast. You're the Neo in the movie. You're the one, like, you're the weird one.
Yeah, bro. Well, I mean, think about it. Like, think about, like, the sexualization of women in society, right? Like, it's so normal. So, so normal that, like, we can joke around about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not like, you know, Fringe or anything like that. It's like, oh, yeah, like, I feel the same way.
But you have kids. You have like kids wearing those bikinis now. Like I'm like, bro, that's so.
I don't be looking at kids. I'm just kidding.
Oh man, I'm just going off of what is said. But like, hey, my sister worked at the pool like this week, this past summer, and like she was just like, my dad is African, and so he's shocked by all this. He's like, bro, there are like naked people here. There's kids here, and he was like, these daughters like they're dressing like the moms, and like
it's wild,
and it's normal.
Exactly.
But I asked my homie, he's Muslim, right? Shout out to FaZe. He's Muslim. And I used to ask him, because he's like super genuine. I'm like, hey, so how does your end times, how's y'all's revelation? Like ours is chaotic, but how does yours? He was saying, bro, he gave me a word. He said it in like Aramaic, but he basically described it as means naked. Everyone's like orgying, everyone's partying, everyone's just like you walk around naked and that's normal. But look what's happening today. Like if you look at like, bro, nakedness is gonna be normal in the next 10 years.
Look at, we were just talking about this with Noah.
Oh yeah.
We just like, that's what led, or one of the things that led to the flood.
Orgies, parties, Sodom and Gomorrah, bunch of LGBT, like lesbians, sex, like it was a bunch. But bro, it got so bad that the angels came to visit Abraham, and the people wanted to have sex with the angels. You hear that story?
Yes.
They wanted to have sex with the angels because they said they were so beautiful, man. It was men.
Yes.
That's crazy, dog.
And doesn't Abraham offer his
daughters instead,
and then the people leave? Yeah.
No, they don't leave, bro. The angels come out and kill them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And two of them. They came out and killed everybody. But that's wild. Like it was so perverted that like it was normal. Like men having like.
That's crazy.
And then I heard another thing that this guy. It was like a video I was watching. Like every 400 years, right, empire falls. But usually, what causes every empire to fall is whenever the mix.
When you're so focused on gender and sex.
That's when
That's how the Roman Empire.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
100%.
And so.
But so, again, we're just connecting the dots here. But like you just talked about Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Everything that was happening there, obviously, pre-flood, all the activities with the demons and everything like that, and just ultimately, they had awareness of what God didn't want for human beings, right? Like they became more open. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like heavenly, like wisdom and activities. You see, you know what I mean? Like, because the angels or the demons taught them about just literally everything, like from power, structure, weapons, money, gold, silver, where to find, right? And there's just more of an awareness about this new life that Satan was basically creating, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's more and more awareness nowadays. There's more perversion nowadays. Like if you y'all got to look into Roblox and what's going on with.
I heard something's crazy going on, but I don't even know what it is.
And how it's just like they're literally letting it happen. Basically, if you have kids, do not let your kids on Roblox because there's a cult of people across, I don't know, the world or America. I forgot what this group is called, but they basically have people like cutting themselves and like underage kids like exposing themselves. Somebody had off themselves because of this, and like they do all these different things. And the founders of Roblox, like it was addressed to them, and they do nothing about it. And
getting paid.
And so there's like evil is openly, like
it's okay.
Like imagine if this was going around in our parents' time.
Oh, dude.
Like it just wouldn't happen.
Even kissing on TV back in like the 60s, like early, it was like that never happened. We got slowly, then it came to kissing, and it came to like making out, and then it came to like now we're in gays, lesbian, now it's everywhere, but it's in kids' movies.
But basically, what I'm saying is, again, there's nothing new under the sun. Yeah. So everything that led to the destruction pre-flood, right? We're gonna see the same things happening. However, the world's just not gonna be destroyed by a flood again.
Right. Now it's gonna be by fire.
Right.
I always say this. This is me, bro. I don't know if this is real or not, but I remember when I was in the rabbit hole stuff. I was like, God, you really like think about it. Humans, God baptized us with water, and then when Holy Spirit with fire. It's all. It's all supposed. The whole point is supposed to refine. So what happened to Earth? Earth got baptized with water. It was a reset, refine. Now you're gonna get baptized with fire. It's gonna be brimstones. It's gonna be. So now, like
that's what leads us into eternity.
Yes, you see, bro. My mind used to go crazy with all this stuff. I'm like, dang, the first one's the first baptism for the earth. Now it's gonna be a baptism of like the Holy Spirit, like the purities, the true essence, and that's gonna take us into. Dang. Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, I was real deep in all this stuff, man. This was like 2020, 2021 when I was like stuck, but. It's good stuff. I was searching, I was learning, I was humble, but it was like things getting revealed to me because I was hungry.
Yeah.
So going back to the beginning, what we talked about, a lot of people aren't hungry enough to search things out, to figure out. They just want the pastor to just tell them what to do because they want to go home and watch football. Oh man, that's just what it is, dog. And now you have churches where they come in with their game jerseys.
Come on, bro.
And I'm like, bruh, what? What are we doing? It's not a checkbox.
Yeah.
This is life and death.
And like that's the intentionality that like I wish everybody lived life by, because I believe the world would actually be a better place if we woke up and we understood that it's a matter of life or death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we have it so good over here.
Yeah.
We have it so good over here that we will literally waste our life when we have so many opportunities. When there's people in North Korea and their whole focus for the day is to go and find a grasshopper to eat.
Yeah, bro.
Because that's the only food that they have. Mm-hmm. So they don't have time to look at history or question things in the government. They're so hungry and impoverished that they're just looking for a grasshopper, which we will not even think about to step on and kill. And they'll go and eat that. Yeah. And so we have it so good here, and we want to complain about this and that. But this is a matter of life or death. That's why walking by faith and stepping into your purpose is so important, because your life is divine. Like, if you're here on earth, it's on purpose. Like, God doesn't create accidents. Right. Like, you didn't make it by the skin of your teeth, and God was like, dang. Shouldn't let Jacob come through. You know what I mean? Nah, you're here for a purpose, and everybody that doesn't follow God, they were also here for a purpose. Yeah. And they still have the ability to turn around and start living in their purpose. Yep. Right? Like, when animals live for a purpose. Mm-hmm. Right? Like the bees, they have a purpose to their whole entire life, and they live that.
And we need them too for pollen.
And 100%.
All that stuff.
So everything has structure and order. We have free will, and this is what's so crazy. We will take our free will and we will discount it so we can go and watch football.
Football, man.
So we can watch Netflix. So we can go to the club every weekend and party our lives away. And this isn't like a conversation of like, don't have fun or do fun things that you enjoy, but like, understand, like, it's time to work. It's time to shine that light, because it's crazy, because you were talking about how 2026 is God had spoke to you about just abundance and profitability, and I had told you a few weeks ago, God was telling me, hey, because I for those of you that don't know, for me, I don't ever give a name to the year. I know some people do that. Like, this is the year of wellness or safety or something like that. I've never been that person, but a few weeks ago, and I had told Joel this, that I was in the middle of a workout, and I was just asking, I was talking to God about the next year, and he gave me a word. He's like, no, this is the year of profitability. And so it's crazy that he had already showed that to you. He already revealed that to you. And then I had a conversation with him, and it was the exact same word. But
even we have to go to worship night, Robert, same thing. Like, everyone I've talked to that prophetic, that are in tune, they say the same thing.
So this is not the time to be lazy or fall back within your habits or get pissed off that things haven't worked out for you up until this point. This is the time now more than ever, especially based off of the events that are happening in the world and what we've been talking about, to get up and go. Yeah. Because again, you will benefit, but what matters most is the people that benefit from the lives that you're going to touch, right? Yep. Like, that's why we do what we do. It's, we'll ultimately benefit because we're servants. Right. We're servant leaders. So we'll benefit because we're helping other people, just like farmers. Yep. That's one of the most laborious jobs ever. But their job is literally to keep everybody else alive by providing for them, right? And so that's why now more than ever, you shouldn't be lackadaisical about what you're doing or what your purpose is, or you're questioning it. God, I don't know if this is for me.
Man, the purpose, what God say? Go make disciples, go evangelize.
That's
and
it.
People think evangelize is going to go speak sometimes, but a lot of times just showing up for people and just, how can I help you today, brother? What do you need? Right. And then let me tell you about
Let
Christ.
Me be there for you.
Let me be there for you. That's evangelism, bro. But when you're doing that, you realize that all your problems are probably not as important, because that's why even missionaries, I tell people, hey, you should probably go travel the world and try to go evangelize to some places, because you'll realize when you come back, bro, there's people like the grasshopper. There's people living off 25 cents a day. Bro, in the Congo, when I would go there, one of the pastors, his kids was telling me, I was just walking with him. I was like, do you believe God can come save this nation, and turn things around? He's like, nah, man, this nation's gonna be like this until Jesus comes back. He has no hope, bro. And so I was just like, dang, bro, that's the reason why like a lot of these, they have no hope. Like they have no time to go to church sometimes because they have to go work. And so for them, it's like a cycle of like, nah, it's always like this. We're gonna stay like this. But it requires those of us who God's blessed, like Moses. I blessed you. You were doing good. Now you're gonna go to my people. You're gonna go to the people that are in need. You were trained here, Moses. You were trained in the palace. You were trained with Pharaoh. Now I need you to go to my people, right? And so, like, I always tell people, like, if you're in the funk, if you're like in your head, bro, go evangelize. Go talk to somebody.
But go ahead.
No, I was like, go reach out to somebody, because in that process of you talking to that person, you'll be like, but what am I tripping for? This person just, like my friend the other day lost his father. I was like, bro, why am I tripping? Because like right now I'm struggling financially, but why am I struggling financially? I still have my father. This man is that, like, which one would you rather? You know what I mean? So, but that didn't come unless I took the time to call and talk to him. We talked for a long time, but if I was too busy with my work, I would have missed that. And God was like, I created you for that. That was your job today. You fulfilled your job today. Good job. We think I need to get a new client. God's like, no, your job for today, this is the day the Lord has made. What's your sign? What do you want me to do today? Sometimes he'll tell you to rest. Sometimes he'll say, hey, go over here and just pray, or go over here and just work on your stuff. But in the process of you being obedient, there'll be someone that you're gonna come talk to, or someone that you're gonna meet, and God's like, that was your assignment for today.
That reminds me of the testimony we got from Jennifer.
Oh yeah.
From just being obedient, right? You don't, like you said, like one day may be this and one day may be that, and you may not have enough for that one day, but by acting on that, God is gonna provide.
Yes,
right?
bro.
That's why you just have to be obedient.
Just do it, bro.
Just be like Nike,
bro. I get mad. I hear the just do it part, man, because it's so biblical. It's like, just be there, just show up. But like Nike understands that, and a lot of things you see in this world, all these big organizations, companies, they just steal from biblical principles, bro. And they just change it up and make it look cool, and you're like, oh, that's so cool, bro. If you read the word, it was already there.
Yeah.
But no, I just wanted to say that.
But nah, but like again, for 2026, like the world needs you.
Yeah.
Right. Like I was thinking today as I was driving into San Antonio, I was thinking about like who and what inspires me. And I'm like, dang, like there's nobody on my list that's like a Christian.
Oh, dang, bro.
not like, like biblically, yes. Like for me, like what inspires me, like King Solomon obviously inspires me. Joseph, like I connect with his story. And in all aspects. And so outside of like, Bible stories, I'm talking about like people in our lifetime that I've seen that have inspired me. And I'm like, man, there's nobody that's like a Christian that's openly like loud about their faith that has inspired me into go and do it big. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so like for me, I've had to go out into the world and, get inspirations from business or get inspirations from music. Not that I'm in music, but like there's so much of business and music connected, and athletes. Like there's nobody on my list that is like a devout Christian, and has done it big to the levels that I want to do and provide and bring to the world. And I'm just like, man, isn't that a shame?
It's because
like I had to go to the world to go and find inspiration, and so I can come back and be that inspiration for somebody else while being loud about my faith.
It's because it's slow, bro. It's a slow process, and like, not to talk bad about this person, I'll just say it so quick because I want you to continue. Like Katy Perry, she started off worshiping. She was a worship leader, but the money wasn't great, and so now you get offered millions of dollars. Just tweak it a little bit. Still for God. Just tweak it.
I'm using my talents.
And then after a while, you get more money. And then, hey, no, we want you to do this now. Yeah. And now
and she kissed the girl.
Yeah.
And she liked it.
But you see though, but I just wanted to say that because I think the problem is like the reason there's no strong influencers like that is because it's not cool.
Right.
And the money's not there. It's not slow. And so the devil has us tricking that money's everything. And so if the money's not there, I don't want to go. So if the church is not popping, I don't want to go to the small church though, because it's not the cool thing. I'm telling you, dog.
You're gonna get me heated,
bruh. But I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. I just want to use that as an example.
No. That was like a good point. But for me, that's one of the reasons why, like I want to do it big. I want to go hard. I want to be consistent because I want to be somebody's inspiration and be like, no, I can actually be loud about the things that I believe in, but also do it big to the levels that all these people in the world have built it to. You know what I mean?
Exactly, 100%.
To build that faith. Like everybody, you know, I have a ton of friends, all different races and backgrounds. And like they always point to somebody that looks like them or acts like them or is where they're from.
Right.
But like for us, like as Christians, like it's not about skin color or anything like that or ethnicity. We look at, like for me, I always look at, man, what are the people of faith doing? And like somebody on there could be like, oh yeah, but what about, you know, this pastor? Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is that they're the pastor. They became a pastor to build their wealth.
Wow.
And then if you look at the fruit, they're the only ones with the fruit.
Yeah, they're only with the, everyone else.
The congregation doesn't have the fruit,
Yeah.
and not even financially, but spiritually.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the only real preacher that I really like go to that's like a big time name that I'll watch is what's his name out of was it like 1090 Church or
I don't know his name. Bro.
I wish I had my phone on me, but shout out to you. You know who you are. I think it's in Atlanta. Black dude, bald head.
Martin?
Nah. He's not technically a pastor.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, but him, you know who you are. But again, it's like this may sound bad, but to me, in my mind, being a politician is a business model.
Yeah.
And a pastor is in that same category.
For sure.
Like if you're somebody that wants to get wealthy, go build a church.
You could, go do that.
Go build a church.
But like even with those churches, man, like honestly, I've been recruited many times to like join congregations. Hey, be like a junior pastor here. But the reason because like they see a light in you and they want to take that for their church. And so like, pastors just like bringing up, like my thing is like, why not that person? You just met me. He's been following. Why not? But he's not cool. He doesn't influence like you, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, we want you. So they're just going up. They're just picking people who are popular and cool. But that's not what God came. Jesus was not popular and cool. When you look, the Bible says you look at him, you would never think he's the son of God. He didn't look like that. Like his face, he didn't look like that.
Yeah.
And so it's like, even like John the Baptist, Jesus said there's David, Joseph, all the people you mentioned. John was the number one before those guys. Jesus said he's the first in heaven before all the other prophets that you've heard before him. But what was he doing? Eating locusts
in the middle of the desert,
rags and shit. Like he was nothing.
Nothing.
And so that's what God says, being like the first in heaven is being the least, being the servant. But we don't understand. We talk about it, these pastors preach about it, but it's like, bro, are you willing to like help your congregation? Like, let's say you made $1 million as a pastor. Can you give half of that to your congregation? Just say, hey, everyone, this Christmas, I want to bless everyone with $500. Can you do that?
They ain't doing that.
Nah, but you see it. But that's the problem, bro. And then going into like getting new pastors, they want to look for the influential ones. Like, oh, this guy has a lot of following on Instagram, so let's bring him to our church. But these people that you've been discipling, there's someone that God poured in you that it's supposed to be here. But you're going outside to get the experts. And that's why I get frustrated, like, with God's people, because all your problems, like Acts 2, it's supposed to be at the church. It's the pastor's job to figure out. And so if you need a need, there's someone there that has the solution for you. But we look to like, oh, no, we need to go outside the state. We need to go find this church, or we need to find this and that to get our solution. No. The Bible's simple. God is easy, bro. Your solution is around your community. So pastors, you're looking for other people to step up. The person decides, there's someone there that's supposed to step up and replace you instead of the cool person. So I don't know. I get frustrated because everyone just wants the popular, the cool thing and what looks great. And so I've been asked many times to join churches because like, oh, you got influence. I'm like, bro, I don't care about influence, bro. Like I don't really care about that. I care about influence for Christ to help God, but I don't want to go to the church on this, like to speak and let people just come to me. I want to go to the people.
Right.
You know. So yeah, I get frustrated. That's a hot topic for me.
And at the end of the day, like, there's a lot of people that have clout, but they're not influential. They really have no depth to it.
Yeah.
And so those people that are in those positions, when you go and you hear them speak, you're really like, this is kind of like a nothing burger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're not saying anything I've never heard before. And again, that's the responsibility of leadership, to continuously grow and learn and expand your depth so you can continuously pour back into other people. Because when you expand your knowledge, you expand your capacity, when you expand your wisdom, you expand your spirituality, you're now giving yourself more of an opportunity to pour into more people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you know, everybody has different backgrounds, but what makes an influential speaker? What makes somebody just like resonate and catch people's attention? They connect with everyone.
They went through what that person went through.
They connect, right? There's something intimate that they're speaking broadly, but everybody is focused.
Yeah.
Because there's something to them that everybody is drawn to.
Oh, but that's the Holy Spirit, bro.
Yeah.
That's not
that's the whole point.
Yeah.
That is the whole point.
But I would ask, challenge on this part as far as like the people that go to the pastors or go to these places and they're like, oh, I didn't get nothing from this. Let me find a different church. Bro, I was like that too. I heard this quote, Dan Mohler. Dan Mohler, he said this. He was like, all these people want to jump from this church. Oh, I went to this church. Oh, they don't have a good kids program. They go to this church. Oh, the worship's not as good. There's no love in the church. Why not? You're there. When he said, I was like, oh, snap. That's a thing about it. People leave churches because they feel like, I don't feel like God is there. Why? You're there. Why don't you go? Why don't you be that demonstration? You're just going there. Yeah, so like the people have messed up too in their minds, like, I need to
expect it to happen to them rather than bringing it
to them. Yeah. So it's bad on leadership because leadership is not telling them that. So it's bad on their part, but it's also their fault. It's like, bro, you're equal to the pastor. You're just God's eyes. You're just like you're on the same playing field. So if you feel like the church is not as good as you need to be, and God sent you there, well, maybe you're part of the reasons why it needs to help change. Like you start something there. And so when I heard that call, I was like, oh, that's good because people church shop all the time. Like, stop church shopping, bro. Like, if God, pray about it. If God says go there for a season or for a life, it doesn't matter. Go there, but do your part. Don't go there to receive. You need to go to church to give. You're not supposed to go to church to receive. The Holy Spirit's supposed to feed you out the week.
Bro.
Come on, bro.
Bro, I hear this all the time. I all the time on social media. Like, oh, I switched to this church because I wasn't getting fed at this church. And I understand a little bit, but when you're not getting fed, that means you're still the same. You only get fed as you continuously grow.
Yeah.
Right? Like, think of like us, we're athletes. Like growing up, we needed to grow. So we ate a lot, right? Like we worked out, we were active, and so there was more of a requirement for us to eat.
Right.
In order to grow.
To do extra.
Yeah. And so it's the same spiritually.
Yep.
The more that you work in your spiritual life, the more is required that you need to get fed.
Yes.
Right? And so but this is the problem that the majority of people that go to church deal with. The only time they ever have an encounter with the scripture or God is through their pastor and not on. Go, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, pause this episode. Go brush the dust off your Bible. Give it a nice little.
Take it off the doorstep, man.
Yeah, take your drink off it that you used it as a stand. All right, and get back into that bad boy, because that's where. Again, what did I say in one of our earliest episodes? You got to be connected to the root in order to get the fruit.
Yep.
The only way you're getting fruit, which actually feeds you, is by actually staying in lockstep within your spiritual life.
You gotta like Dr. Mari, the one you sent me the Hebrew, he's fire, bro.
I love it.
Yeah, but he talked about, because I'm in right now the subconscious mind. I'm like I was reading that, right? I finished reading that. But he gave a quote about like how to beat lust and how do you beat like addictions and how do you get stronger in your faith. The devil, he doesn't attack your conscious mind. He attacks your subconscious. Because your subconscious is the one that drives your life.
Yes.
And so if he can,
that's the autopilot.
Yes, the autopilot. So if the more like you're on social media, you see like women or you see like money, and you're feeding your subconscious without you even knowing it, because you're like that's doom scrolling. And so now tomorrow, you're not gonna have a desire to read your word. Your subconscious already drives your life, bro. That book was powerful. But then when I read, when I came across, I was just scrolling on YouTube. I was like, God, what do you want me to watch today? Like devotion. I was like, Dr. Mari Joseph, he sent me. He's good too. Yeah. So I just put it on. It's about addiction, beating lust, and beating just things that renewing your mind. And so how do you renew your mind, bro? Get into the scriptures. Even if you don't want to, just let it play. Put earphones on. Put on worship music. You do that throughout your day. You're feeding your subconscious mind. And whenever sin comes to you, you naturally just can't like it because your subconscious is so full of Christ that.
That's why, bro. That's why. Like, so check this out. I love the book of Atomic Habits. Power of Subconscious Mind is probably like my top one.
Yeah, that book was tough, bro.
Favorite books ever, and I love how it's actually like a Christian, like it's tied biblically as well.
Yeah.
But I forgot where I was going with it. But Atomic Habits. First, you build your habits, then your habits build you. Wow. And so, like so many times, like unless you read that book, like how do I program my subconscious mind? Well, you have to first program it consciously.
Yeah. You got to,
like, again, think about it. Like you don't think about breathing, right? It's your subconscious mind that already takes care of that. Yeah. And so you need to program yourself in the same way to where you wake up and you don't think about brushing your teeth.
Just do it.
You just do it. Why? Because it's already planted in your subconscious mind that you need to take care of your gum health, your teeth health. Yeah. Like it was taught to you for so many years.
Sometimes you don't even know why you do it.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just brushing my teeth. Oh shoot, I'm brushing my teeth. All right, let me put my deodorant on. Right, let me jump in the shower. Right, like you need. Again, life is essential. Again, bro. Oh my gosh, man, I love these conversations because life is connected.
Yeah.
Everything connects to everything. There is no accidents, right? There is no coincidences. Yeah. And that's why when you understand, that's why you need to read more because you're able to connect more. You're able to understand more. Yeah. You're able to predict more. Yep. But when it comes to your subconscious mind, you got to build you first. You don't like the habits. You don't like the life. You don't like the addictions. You have to build you first.
You have to fight it, bro. It's a hard fight too because it's like reprogramming your brain. That's what the Bible says we're doing your mind. You're not just your mind is basically your subconscious.
So after Power of Subconscious Mind, you need to read Switch on Your Brain by Dr. Caroline Leaf. And she talks about how the brain is plastic and you can rewire your brain. Yeah. So you're not stuck that way, but you need to rewire it with new neurons.
And that's the hardest part though. But if you're serious about, like when you hit rock bottom, that's when people usually change.
Yeah.
Because you have no choice. Like, I'm serious about changing, so I'll do whatever it takes.
It's like the story that I've pretty sure I've told on the podcast before. A guy walks by a house and there's a guy, old man on a rocking chair, and his dog is there, and he's talking to the guy on the rocking chair, and the dog is howling. And then they continue their conversation. The dog starts howling again, and then finally the guy that's walking the street asks the guy in the rocking chair, "Hey, why is your dog howling?" And he said he's probably on a nail. And the guy that was walking down on the street says to the guy in the rocking chair, "Well, why doesn't he just move?" And he says, "Probably doesn't hurt that bad."
Yeah.
Right? And so the thing you complain about, the thing you complain about, you actually love enough to keep in your life.
Yeah.
You actually enjoy it enough to keep it in your life and not get rid of it, right? And so again, first you build your habits, then your habits build you. And so again, life is so intentional that you either intentionally build it or the things happening to you that you let in will build your life for you. You have a choice. Yeah. One you get to control, the other you don't get to control. Yeah. And that's where we see addictions and all these things happen.
I'll say a quick way to break addictions: fast.
Yeah.
When you fast,
you don't want to do nothing.
You don't want to do nothing, but it's just for some reason when you come out of fast, you feel like fresh, renewed. You're not distracted no more. Things that come in, you're like, "Nah, I'm good, bro," because I just did the hardest thing ever, which was fast.
And the Latin word for decision means to cut away.
Yeah.
So when you decide, again, like you said, when you hit rock bottom, you make a decision. So when you hit rock bottom, you get so fed up and pissed off enough that you're like, I need to cut away from all of these things because they're not good for me. Yeah, I don't need them for where I'm going. Yeah. But if we understand, like if we could only understand that before we hit rock bottom, right? Yeah. Like if we knew before that, then we could be a lot further along. We wouldn't have to go through that. Yep. But it's also necessary.
No, sometimes it is.
It's also necessary.
But that's why you need mentors, man. That's when you get off the season, you find a mentor to help you get there. But the whole point of a mentor is so you can mentor someone else, because there's gonna be someone that's younger than you and or same age or whatever, but in the same situation you were in, you know?
Yeah.
And so, bro, this episode was fire. We talked about conspiracy theories. We talked about
No. We didn't talk about conspiracy
not
theories.
theories,
We
but
talked
you know
about
what I'm
truth.
Truth. Yeah, my fault.
We talked
my
about
fault.
biblical truth.
Yeah.
The world thinks it's conspiracy
That's on me. That's on me. It's the truth.
But we talked about biblical truth.
Yeah.
We talked about next year. We talked about
Mindset.
intentionality, mindset. We talk about pastors and leaders stepping it up.
Yep.
How y'all should be ashamed of yourself. But thank you so much for joining us on this 52nd episode. Man, 1 full year of us doing the podcast, and we're excited for another 52 weeks, another 52 episodes of doing this. And so if you enjoyed this episode, give us a like, give us a subscribe, follow us on our social medias, and we love to connect with y'all and be able to just touch base and get you guys a part of Crown. So thank you for joining us. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace.